Talking about healthy and unhealthy relationships, and sometimes things in a relationship don't go as well as we'd like, and an example of that is abuse. So when I say abuse, what are some of the things you think of? Like, what are some examples of abuse, if I just say the word?
Just anything. What do you guys think of when you think of abuse?
Hitting.
Hitting?
So there's hitting, what else? Does it always have to be like
Being
someone
mean.
Being mean, I guess that's or do you want to be more specific? Like, in what ways can you be mean to someone?
Say mean things.
So,
Teasing?
say mean things.
About like mind games.
Playing mind games, that's a good one. How about some more, what are other things that, like, maybe more like physical things that you could do to someone? Like
Ball tapping.
Balls, that's good. That's one.
A lot of people forget that one.
You'd be surprised.
That is
That's
also
You can
not.
also look at it.
Yeah.
Taping.
That's that guy in the Breakfast Club.
Alright, how do you
Not
do
okay.
T-P-I-N-G. But ball taping also would go in that case.
Yes.
What are some other things? How about, go ahead.
Slapping.
Slapping.
Good.
Hair pulling.
Hair pulling.
Okay. Anything else?
Yelling.
Yelling.
Together. There you go.
Okay, so can you guys kind of see any patterns that might be occurring between these categories that I've split them up into?
How about let's...
That one's the worst.
This one?
Yeah.
That's an astute observation. Okay, let's start down here. So there's hitting, slapping, pulling hair. What are these all examples of? Like, what do these things have in common?
They're all kind of physical.
They're physical, exactly. And so because they're physical, we will call them physical abuse, or examples of physical abuse, rather. And can anyone maybe give me a definition of what physical abuse may be? Anyone wanna?
Like hurting someone physically.
Okay, yeah. So it's basically the use of physical force to exert like control over someone else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Alright, what about this one? Anything these ones have in common?
Verbal.
Verbal? Yep. So we call this verbal or emotional abuse. So can anyone think of a definition for verbal or emotional abuse? What makes it different than physical abuse?
So physical abuse is more like you're physically interacting with someone in some way, right? You're like hitting them or pushing them or shoving them, right?
So touching them in some way.
Yeah. Is that the case with emotional abuse all the time? So what would...
It's like making someone feel bad about themselves.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So I guess a working definition is it's the use of words or actions, maybe actions besides physical actions, that make someone feel helpless or like powerless or inadequate.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what about this last category? We got one example. Can you think of anything else that might be
Rape.
in this vein? Rape, right?
Butt slapping.
Yeah.
Good.
Even that one
But sleeping is also okay.
Okay, so you guys seem like you have kind of an idea of what's going on here. So what do you think these are all what are these all examples of? What kind of abuse? You guys have any idea?
Well, I mean, they're all like physical, so. But.
Right, it's
They
physical.
Yeah,
all are
separate.
physical, but they're a special type of physical, and that's why we didn't put it in with the rest of the physical stuff.
So basically they're all examples of sexual abuse. So they all have some sexual connotation that makes them a different category than the other types of abuse.
And so sexual abuse is just any kind of unwanted sexual attention, And I know you guys probably have a lot of questions about this, but we will, actually our whole second day of this workshop is dedicated to talking about sexual abuse and what it is and how we could prevent it from happening. So.
Okay, good job, guys. Let's